on part 4 or 5, whatever this is now. 4, yeah, 4. Part 4, we will get through the middle of the 20th century. But first, we need to close off some things from the beginning of the 20th century, like a new shopping mall and stuff like that. So many of you know, in the last episode, we demolished some terrace housing, parts of the warehouse, expanded all this land. Sorry about the lag. Going out here and demolished all these buildings here, and as it was left, working on getting rid of this and that over there for new shopping. What the? There we go. Hopefully that'll work. So back to work, shall we? Oops, sounds off. Hold on. Okay, now that my sound's back on. So I'm working in the general store at this moment in time. While I was here, I discovered that I did not put foundations in for the old general store. So I fixed that up over here. I think they'll bury these shut. No, I haven't. Yeah, and of course this is being burnt down. As you know, this will be a new store, which I have decided on the company. Oh, if you're curious, I made some maps so you can see what this area looks like right now. Although it's going to be out of date in a few minutes, so... Right, let's do some storytelling. With these new big store companies coming in, replacing the old style general stores, this is the era of also the dollar stores, like Dollar Trees, Family Dollar, stuff like that. And we'll also start working on the Skyscraper, the big developer had the plan of in a minute. Yeah, when you come back, when I come back, I'll have cleared out the rest of the general store. We are now back. So after rewatching my home video, because I forgot, the property developer finally starts building his new skyscraper. By the way, I'm using concrete here if you're curious. Yeah, including the factory wall into his building development plans. Everywhere else he's building around it. Yeah, screw it. We'll just cover it over. Ah, yes, this will be the floor, the white. Let me get to it here. And we'll get to skyscraper level in a minute, but first, lay out the ground floor. The ground level plans. Yeah, I forgot to clear all the lines. And I apologize. If any of you didn't watch my city video about where it was Halloweenified, this is still leftover bits from it. Move. Thank you. this skyscraper will have 2 entrances, but it was usually common just to have one. By the way, I chose yellow and white just because I'm going to try to build something that looks like a skyscraper, just like yellow and white. But also concrete is correct because the early 20th century is responsible for the explosion of use of concrete. Next time you see this, I'll have a better looking building in a minute, but I need to mention that with the ending of this building, with the ending of this too, the company that decided to move in is something of quite a bit of a memory for me. Kmart. Just as soon as you... Fix my archaeology. Yes, this is a good point. I need to mention things. Back then, if a building developer found archaeology, they usually just ripped it right out. I'm not going to do it here, but I'm going to mention it here for safety or reasons. Oh, and I'm going to bury the walls in a minute here, but I'm just going to get rid of this part. In case you don't remember, if you don't remember, there used to be another house behind the building, which was still common. It was common in the 19th century. And this used to be that tiny wood little house, which I'm also going to replace. Various foundations. Oh, I'll get my night potion back out. See you in a minute. But first, we need to work on clearing the stores, these buildings out for the new stores that are coming in. As you can see, after fixing my old foundations there, you can see one of the first buildings I ever built in my first episode. I'm going to warn you again, even though I've already said it. Back in those days, it was very common not just to rip up archaeology. So I'll come back after I finish this part. We will move back onto the skyscraper and its basic design plans. Okay. So I'm going to add some groundwork here for the thing. And yes, this is purple, if you're curious. Why did that happen? There we go. Yeah, I'm using purple pillar to accentuate the doors, and I'll also use them to do the windows when we get to that. So the idea of the floor is this. It's going to be these pillars laid flat, not those two there. Similar to this floor right here, although this is... yeah, that's fine. So this will be copied all the way around. Although I need to check if that's on the same level or not. But, because it's not, I'm screwed. But we'll see. So I should check by just doing this. This will be replaced. But due to height differences, I could be off. Yeah, I'm off. Dang it. So I'm going to have to put a staircase somewhere. This is why I hate designing things. Anyway. So the idea is it'll look something like this. Around the windows, there'll be something like this design. like how I've been doing with the doorways. Because the top's will be blocked off, so you'll never see them. And I haven't designed the rooms yet, but when you come back, I'll have the floors designed, and I might even have a room constructed so you can see how it'll look like. There's been a slight change to the design. Aside from there's a main border, it's going to just be instead of being flat like this, you're going to see the top of the pillar box. So, something like this, I'm going to try, I'll build a little bit out just so you can see it. So the floor will look something like this now, once it's completely finished. I think seeing the top of this helps bring this out a little bit, because otherwise it would look really boring if it's the whole floor. So when I do come back, the floor will be complete, and you'll see at least the first part of the skyscraper finished. And here it is. The skyscraper that's almost finished. This area needs some improvement, but we'll get to that in a minute. But let's check out some rooms. And there's one thing in here you may notice that most places didn't get till the 50s. TV is in here. Although these are black and white TVs right now, because it's like the 30s or 40s when I'm building this one. This is my estimated date of build. And yes, I'm listening to Dean, Frank, and Sammy Davis Jr. right now. Yep, another thing that wasn't common till this century, plumbing. I mean, like indoor plumbing. Prior to that, you never saw that. Most people only used an outhouse, or there's a not so nice term for it, but I'm not going to use that term either. Also, another thing you get to finally see in the 20th century, closets. Prior to that, everybody used to put their clothes in wardrobes. Since I've been doing this over an hour, I need to end this episode now. So what happens is next time we come back on part 5, we'll see the rise of Kmart, and you'll see more improvements on the skyscraper. See you then.